Hi, everybody. It's Mark Smith with Family Tree Life Coaching. I don't know what's came over me, but I've been waking up at 5 o'clock, 5:30 every morning, just full of energy. So I have an early morning video for you. I know this series started um, under the name of Broken People Dating Broken People, but I want to also give you folks some hope. I learned that I wasn't nearly as broken as I thought I was, as it turned out. But you can get healthier by continually working on yourself. And I've been blessed out of my mind with just an amazing, amazing, healthy, interdependent relationship. There might be a little enmeshment thrown in because it's going on, it's rocking, and anyway, some of you may not, when you're in your pain, you don't necessarily want to hear about how somebody's relationship is going well. But I'm wanting to help you to get to a place where you can someday, have that kind of healthy relationship. It's taken me since 2005. By my count, that's 16, almost 17 years of wandering through the desert and having unhealthy relationships and getting my ass kicked on a regular basis. And that's what has helped me to learn and heal and grow. So I have 18 ingredients to a healthy, interdependent relationship. The reason I called it ingredients is my beloved is actually a world-class pastry chef. So ingredients, get it? Cooking. Just thought I'd go with that. But we have an amazing relationship. Yeah, there was a breakup for about 6 weeks, but it was mainly misunderstanding and me being a lunkhead, which I've recovered from. You don't want to be a lunkhead. That's not one of the ingredients to a healthy relationship. So here's 18, and I put the most important one first. The most important ingredient to a healthy interdependent relationship: the ability to resolve conflicts. There's going to be conflicts. There's going to be issues. There's going to be fighting. The couples that make it are the ones that can respectfully resolve their conflicts. You know what you have to do? You have to hear the other person. Most of my couples come in and they're here for therapy. They don't want to hear what the other person has to say. They want to talk and be heard. And the other person's talking, they're rolling their eyes. I'm like, whoa, 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 stop. I saw that, because you're not listening if you're rolling your eyes. You have to become non-reactive. You have to genuinely listen and understand the other person, and you have to have empathy towards them. You do that, they'll listen to you when it's your turn to talk. But in order to do that, number two, you need to have awareness of your own blind spots. You need to know what family of origin issues you have yet have unresolved. Um, my my wonderful partner, uh, we had a long talk, and I was listening, and I wrote down the next day 20 things that she mentioned as part of my lunkheadedness, and I wrote them all down, and I'm committed to working on them. She reports that I'm significantly better on all counts. Um, by lunkheadedness, I mean obliviousness, selfishness, um, not playing the role of an adult, um, just being in little Mark world. Um, but then I also wrote an apology, a sincere apology. And I did this not to win her back. I did it because I was sincerely concerned about my issues. But you got to be aware of your blind spots. My beloved has a few abandonment issues, and my clinical diagnosis for somebody with abandonment issues is they're a goofball. And when you text, you got to be careful because if you text, "Hey, you're a goofball," it sounds bad. But if you say it like this, you say you're being a little bit of a goofball, it sounds better. What I mean by that is when abandonment issues take over, you're not always aware of your blind spots. Number three, you must have impeccable integrity. Do what you're going to say what you're going to do, let your yes be yes, let your no be no, have zero involvement with any other person on the face of the planet of the opposite sex in a romantic way. Be fully in the relationship. Always tell the truth. And that's across the board. That's not just in your relationship. You must be reeking of integrity. You ever heard that phrase, reeking of integrity? I think I just made that up. That's pretty good. Smells good. Feels good. It's rock solid. So um, sometimes you have miscommunications, misunderstandings. It turns out my gal thought I was lacking in integrity when all the time I actually was reeking with massive amounts of integrity. Who knew? I knew. Number four, chemistry. I don't want to say much about this one, but uh, it's important. It's important to have good chemistry. Now, if you pick your anti-type, the opposite of your somebody who typically you would pick because they're clones of your parents, and you pick the opposite of that, you're probably not going to have as much chemistry. But me and girlfriend are like a couple of teenage kids, and it's lovely, and it's amazing, and it's really a bonding and a touching of souls. It's quite amazing. Number five, what I call chair talks in our lexicon of emotional intimacy. The other day she said, "Hey, let's have a chair talk." And I said, "Okay." What we do is we get, there's a bunch of little cards out there that you get in a box that like 100 questions for couples that want to be more intimate. And it'll really get you talking about deep stuff. And we'll sit down and I'll grab, 10 cards and, I'll read one, she'll answer it first, and then I'll answer second, and then I'll answer first, she'll answer second. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours later. You got to talk. Not about the weather, about deep stuff. Number six, there needs to be loyalty. Don't throw your beloved under the bus with third parties. Be loyal, have their back. Always have your partner's back, and you will have a safer relationship. Number seven, healthy timing. When you get in that enmeshment, sometimes you get going too fast. And we were trying to test the housing market, and we got too focused on that. We were going too fast. The universe has a way of punching you right in the face if you go too fast. So go the appropriate amount of time. I can't give you a schedule, for that. If you have really smoking hot chemistry, it's not going to go real slow because there's a passion in that relationship, but it's got to go slow enough to have legs under it. Number eight, it would really help, and it's vital to have the support of your friends and family. That's why you can't triangulate to family members, because they might be left with negative thoughts and feelings towards your beloved. You just always need to have their back and be loyal to them in every possible way. Um, the relationship needs time. Time. I put down with capital letters. You really need to devote. There's this book, Getting the Love You Want, and the author says if you just want to maintain healthy interdependent relationship, you need 15 quality hours a week devoted to that relationship. My gal and I are probably putting in 25 right now because we're just starting out. We put in a lot of time together. We just love being together and doing things. To rebuild a relationship that's broken, you need more than 15 hours a week. The problem is we're working 60 and having other commitments. Some, are appropriate, your kids, paying your bills, cutting your grass, you got doing the laundry. Last night I did my laundry and my gal fell asleep, which was interdependent. It was healthy. She was tired. I had 3 loads of laundry, all stacked up in one little laundry basket. So I had to take care. I had to adult for a little bit. Which brings us to number 10. There needs to be equal amounts of adulting. What happened before in my lunkheadedness is she was really good at adulting. She's responsible and thrifty, and she knows how to buy cheese. We went to Costco, and I was going to buy the nasty ass cheese. And she says, don't buy that cheese. It's fake. Let me show you the real good cheese. And then that was $5 for a big old block as big as your head. But then we went over and we got cheese from Vermont. That's real cheese. That was only like $9. And it's like dessert. It's like creamy. What was I talking about? Adulting. I was talking about cheese there for a while and I lost myself. Equal amounts of adulting. There's a lot of work to do. There's dishes to do, food to cook, food to buy. She says, I feel comfortable at your house. Every time I go over there ain't no food. So that's why we went to Costco. It was fun. I got a new jacket. But you got to be an adult, and one person can't be shouldering all the load. Number 11, humor. The other day we were together and we started this comedy routine, and we were just, she was crying. We were laughing so much. We went on for 45 minutes in this little comedy routine. Those are precious moments. You gotta have joy. Having humor is about carrying joy with you. And we have a lot of humor. And she's very funny. I'm very funny. Yeah, I think so. You be a judge. Anyway, number 12, spirituality. Believing in a higher power, an afterlife, praying. She prayed me in. Before we met, she prayed for somebody like me. And 2 hours later, I found her on Facebook and contacted her. She just wanted somebody like me. Boom, she gets a real guy. That's spirituality. And when we were broke up, we were praying. I was like, oh, Lord, help that goofball woman come to her senses. She needs help. And she's praying, Lord, help that man. He's a lunkhead. But it helps to have a spiritual relationship. Shared interest. We have a lot of shared interests. We love movies. We like being outside. We like riding motorcycles. We're going to take up pickleball. She watched me play basketball. She likes watching me play basketball. I got boo-boo this week. I hurt my Achilles. But a lot of shared interests, shared goals. My gal wants to live by the water. And as it turns out, that's always been my dream, live by the beach. So we're operating on the same goal level. Number 15, which is related to number 1, ability to resolve conflicts. being really good at apologizing. Most y'all out there suck at it in your coupleship. Somebody comes in, they said they pooped their pants this week with their spouse and they did something wrong. Did you apologize? No. Dude, you might want to apologize right now. I don't say that. I give a little pregnant pause to, it don't hurt. It doesn't cost you anything to apologize, just a little bit of humility. And it does miracles for the relationship. Number 16, you both have done a lot of therapy and a lot of individual work on yourself, some of which is going without a relationship for years. My beloved went 3 years pretty well just healing her wounds and sourcing herself, and that made her a good candidate for a relationship with somebody who is pretty healthy. Be in couples counseling early and often. Don't wait until you get married and your relationship is hanging by a thread to come to a counselor together. It's crazy. Get it in on the foundation of the thing. Couples therapy should start like in, the third month of being in the relationship, and be every other week until, things are just rock solid. Why couldn't you benefit from a third party offering wisdom and insight into your blind spots? Early and often, couples therapy. And the last thing I thought of was having schedules that would sync together. Back when I was a lunkhead, I'd sleep into like 10:30, 11 o'clock. She'd be up at 5, and half of her day was already over, and she was sitting around waiting on me. Then I get a shower and make my coffee. And it's noon, half the day's gone, and I don't know what's happened to me, but I've sort of switched my schedule. We're like old people. We run down about 9 o'clock, be in bed by 10, but then we're up at 5. And the main thing isn't when your schedule is, it's syncing it with your partner. And I didn't even try to do that. It just sort of happened. I think I got on her schedule because when she wound down, I would wind down. And then next thing you know, I'm up early in the morning. So those are your 18 ingredients to a healthy interdependent relationship. You put all those in a bowl and get a KitchenAid mixer and just mix it up and put it in the oven. It'll be heavenly. It'll be the best relationship you've ever had in your whole life. And even people who come from really abandoned, abused childhoods can have this, because you know why? I know, because I'm in one. And I won't be reporting that I've been broken up here in the next week or two, or month or two, year or two. I'll bet you a quarter, because we got a solid deal going on right here. I could say number 19 would be that you go through some adversity. Maybe you do go through a breakup and you feel the pain of it. You feel the distance of it. And then you get busy working on yourself. Girlfriend went to swimming hour and a half a day, and then sitting in a quiet church meditating and praying. And I was busy doing all kinds of healthy things, taking care of my health, reconnecting with family and friends, making my condo into a sanctuary, killing it with clients, starting to make these videos again. So don't be despairing if there's a few hiccups, a few bumps along the road. So there you have it, a way to bake you up some heaven. 18 ingredients to a healthy interdependent relationship. I got to get this published because I got 8:30. Thank you for watching today. I'm serious. You can have this if you keep working on yourself. You won't find this, dudes, dudettes. Don't be looking for that magical person. They don't exist. you become the magical person by working on yourself. Hey, send this video to somebody, to like 10 somebody. You know, anybody who wants a healthy, interdependent relationship? Everybody you know, send it on, because this is good stuff, and it'll change. Everybody on the planet should know these things about dating in midlife when you're broken. There's a lot of us over 45 that are not in a relationship, that are in pain. They need to watch every one of these videos. So send them along the way. I would appreciate it. Thank you for watching. God bless.